Welcome to the TV and Tea podcast. I'm Adriana.
And I'm Selena.
And we are two sisters that have decided to let the internet into the conversations that we have about TV and pop culture over endless cups of tea. In our house, the reoccurring questions are, is it tea time? To which the answer is always yes.
And what are we watching? So pour yourself a cup and get ready to get into it.
Hey guys.
What's up, everybody? How you doing?
Welcome back to the show.
It's been like 10 years. We know.
We just got, you know what? In our house, we holiday so hard.
We really do. Okay.
And we have birthday after birthday after birthday after birthday.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the holidays. And there's just so much going on.
Yeah.
That it's been difficult to keep up. We haven't had the time, the energy. I haven't even been watching TV that much.
Yeah, neither have I.
So, you know, we went on a little hiatus, a little unannounced hiatus.
We love that for us.
Right?
Like, I am the most inconsistent podcaster. Like, I mean, I guess you're inconsistent by default as well. Like, we're like one show.
Yes.
But my other podcast too, we were just like, we're taking a break. Bye. Indefinitely. Bye.
Yeah, no, we were doing good. We had really only taken one break other than this, and that was kind of justified. But again, like since then, it's been wild times in the Bells household. So, hi guys, hope you are well.
Hello.
How are you doing?
How have your holidays been?
Right, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Merry
belated
Christmas.
to Selena, happy belated birthday.
Yeah, guys, it was my birthday.
And you know, Christmas is in a week. New Year's is in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We're in full holiday mode. And, you know, we already have another set of holiday festivities to come this week.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. I got holiday drinks with friends. We got the Christmas brunch. I have to go shopping. And then it's like work, Christmas. It's a lot. But let's catch up. Does your quote reflect that? Like the busyness of what's going on? Or do you have a Christmas quote? Because I wish I would have done that.
No, I don't have a Christmas quote. My quote is, I can't finish all of this and sleep at the same time. And that comes from Rory Gilmore on Gilmore Girls. And that's just how I feel. I have a friend visiting. We've had a wedding. I've had a bridal shower. There's been dinners after dinners. And there's drinks. And there's friends. And there's meetups. And we're also, you know, pandemic.
Right? Like, do we forget about that? It's just like we're doing things and it's just,
you know, there's a lot going on. So, you know, I'm just tired. I'm just real tired.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired.
So, yeah, you know, I just don't know. And there's also that, like, end of the year rush to feel like, okay, what were the things that I put on my to-do list, my goals list that I just, like, that fell to the wayside? Like, how can I revisit those? How can I organize those for Q1 of next year? Like,
I feel so bad for all of the earth and water placements that haven't been able to get everything done by the end of the year. My fire sign chart is just like, goals? What are those?
No,
if it happens, it happens.
I feel like, okay, how can I, like, realign those goals that I set for myself that I might not have completely finished or got started, kind of dropped the ball on, like, want to continue on, build on, like, how can I realign those for the next year? So, like, this week coming up, I'm going to, like, you know, make some plans, set some, you know, lay out the next year. Because I'm the type of person, like, water signs, like, we will get nothing done if we don't have a plan.
Yeah.
We'll just be like,
hey,
I'm cute.
Hey, I'm here.
What's up? So, yeah, that's where I am. But how can I do all of that and sleep because of it just tired?
Impossible. I say you scratch it and you start over in January.
I don't know, dog. I don't know about that one.
I saw a tweet the other day and that was like, why does everyone act like the pandemic's gonna be done January 1st, 2021?
Oh, it's not.
But like in my mind, why do I see it that way?
I saw a tweet today that was like, I fully understand the after the 1918 pandemic, the Roaring 20s, and like
yes,
I fully understand what happened there and like what happened, and I was just like, yeah, because I went out this week, nothing crazy. I was safe, but I was like, let's fucking go.
Yes.
I was like in my element. I didn't want the night to end. Like I was on one.
We love it.
Like I have been hungover twice this week, so when I saw that tweet today, I was like, this fully resonates because I feel like I'm gearing up for the Roaring 20s.
The Roaring 20s, yeah. When things are finally back to normal, it's gonna be like that Lady Gaga video: bus, club, another club, plane, bus.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah. So what's your quote? What's going on with you? Catch us up.
Okay, guys. So my quote for this week comes from The Office, and it reads, "I knew exactly what to do, but in a much more real sense, I had no idea what to do."
Okay.
And that is how I felt this week because I started a new job working at the Miami Times, yes, but it's just a lot going on. I had my birthday, I went on a trip, and then the day after I got back from my trip, I had work. And I was just like,
it's a lot.
It's a lot going on. I don't know what to do. What even is my job? Who cares? I'm making money. But yeah, I've just been all over the place like everybody else. Sagittarius season is chaotic, but I feel powerful.
It has been chaotic. I feel like I've been really emotional in Sagittarius season.
Really?
I don't know. Like, I just feel like just like a lot's going on.
Well, a lot is going on, but this is also a season of enjoyment. This is the time to just let go and enjoy things and relax.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. Okay.
Yeah, Sagittarians are very carefree people. It's just like, you just gotta ride the wave in this season.
Okay. Here we are.
Yes.
All right, so let's jump into it.
Let's get into it.
And we're not even drinking tea today. Like, sorry, guys. Like, everything's different. We're in a new location for those of you that are on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's just chaotic. It's literally...
It's very chaotic. We're in my bedroom, and it's, like, cute over here, but if you look, it is a literal mess. But with that said, let's get started.
Let's get into the show. Now, this feels like it's a little late because it ended like 2 weeks ago, but we have to finish off our initial thoughts to The Undoing.
Yes.
Let's get into the show, our thoughts, the finale, what we thought of it from beginning to end. Okay, HBO Max. What's her name?
Okay, so all of the redhead actresses, there's like 3 of them: Amy Adams, Isla Fisher, and this lady. I always confuse them.
No, she's in a different class than them.
She's like up there.
Kidman.
Nicole Kidman. She's very much up there, like above them, but they just all kind of look the same to me.
Isla Fisher and Amy Adams literally look like twins, though.
Yeah.
They are completely interchangeable.
All of the redhead girls, to me, I'm just like, okay, it could be any one of you.
Okay, so Nicole Kidman, what's the guy's name? Why can't I remember anyone's name today?
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant.
Love him.
You know, he's accused of killing his mistress, his baby mama, because they had a child together.
Baby mama
and,
drama.
you know, at first he flees, he runs, and then he, you know, comes back, he's arrested, and, you know, he is pleading his innocence. And Nicole Kidman, as his wife, is standing by her man. You know, her father gets them a very good lawyer, and they are fighting a case as a united front. What did you think of the show overall?
I liked the show. The acting was amazing, but I do have a couple of bones to pick with how everything unfolded.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm glad that we're on the same page.
I think I don't know anybody that at the end of it was like, this was satisfying.
It wasn't satisfying.
It was not a satisfying ending. So if you've watched, I hope you've watched, because everybody watched at this point. We know that Hugh Grant killed the girl. And is basically like a psychopath.
Insane.
Complete, you know, he also was responsible for killing his sister as a child. His sister's
had no
death,
remorse.
had no remorse, and, you know, basically was even willing to okay, the censure for Nicole Kidman, she was with him. She doubted it. They even found the kid had the murder weapon because he found it at their guest house.
Yeah.
You know, he cleaned it. And at that point, Hugh Grant is like, suggests to her, maybe it was him that killed her. And that's where she snapped. She was like, you fucking asshole. You are really going to suggest to me that our son, my good son.
My good baby.
My good baby that I raised would kill this woman, and you're gonna put this on him?
And the thing is that I feel like deep down...
She was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It was a no for her. And I feel like deep down she knew that he did it, and the fact that he was even trying to manipulate her into believing his innocence as well. Like,
right.
It wasn't enough for her to just go along with it and try to, you know, get him out of jail.
Yeah.
She needed to believe him. He needed to manipulate her that far.
Right.
And he went as far as to blame the son. That was too much. She's a smart woman. She was a smart character.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there was no way she was having that.
What were some of your issues with...
Okay. So I have some technical issues, but I feel like if we break it down, people will understand a little bit more why they were unsatisfied.
Okay.
So the thing about shows and movies and perspective is that when you are following one character and you are viewing all of the events of the show from their perspective, like, you don't assume that you're seeing things that other characters have experienced. So the flashbacks. Throughout the show, we saw...
Oh, we're so on the same page.
Okay, yeah. We saw Homegirl, the mistress, being murdered. We would see flashes here and there of her getting hit, of her saying, please, stop, which made me think that maybe Nicole Kidman's character had either murdered her or at least witnessed the murder.
Yeah, and had kind of had like a psychotic break and like disassociated from it.
Exactly. That's exactly what I thought we were seeing.
Same.
Apparently that's not what we were seeing. We were seeing...
actual just flashes of her murder.
Yeah, actual flashes of her murder from the killer's perspective, which was her husband.
Right.
Yeah, so that was really confusing for me, and it was unsatisfying that the end of the show wasn't anything more. It was just, okay, he did it, he's the person, and now it's done. Yeah,
like, I thought... like, the entire time we thought it was him. And not until, I think in episode 4, at one point, I was like, oh, maybe it wasn't him. But then I very quickly switched back to thinking it was him. And I was just like, I can't believe the whole time I knew it was him. That was my biggest bone to pick with it. I'm so used to, you know, the baby getting cut out of the belly at the red wedding. And it's like I was waiting for the unexpected moment. I thought what was going to happen at the end was that it was going to be revealed that Nicole Kidman had gone on this walk, which we see her take. She passes by the building. She, like, there was an open door, or she heard a noise, and she looked, and she saw, and she was like, wait a second. This is this woman. Yes. This is my husband. And she just flips out. They have some sort of confrontation. She gets into it with both of them.
Yes.
And she ends up killing her, maybe injuring him, and he runs away from the scene of the crime because he's just like, I have to get away from here kind of thing. That's what I thought we would reveal. And it would have made sense to me to have her go on this walk after this formal event, and she's in a high heel and a formal dress, like and then the wardrobe, and like logistically, like so many things. I had big bones to pick on that end too, but at the final reveal, I just felt like it just wasn't complex enough. It's like, oh, it's the husband, like,
enough.
Okay,
it was way too simple of an ending for me, and for a lot of other people. It just didn't make sense. There were even flashes of like the husband and the mistress being intimate, and it's like, whose perspective was that from? Who was there watching that moment? Like, the way that they put the show together, it just didn't make sense, and I just wanted it to be more consistent. Like, I
felt the flashes were like her imagining, like, now on the other end of it, I feel like it was like projection. It's like you imagine the worst. That's like you hear your husband cheated on you, and it's like all you can think of is like his actual like like dick in her vagina kind of thing, you know, like you just go to the worst image. So I felt like that was kind of like a flash and a projection of like what that moment was and what their relationship was. But I just felt like it made it seem like she was witness to it.
Yeah.
And it made it seem like she was not completely as together and there as she was originally portrayed to be.
Right? The entire show, they're trying to show that she's not a reliable narrator, that she's having these flashbacks, or that she's having these lapses of memory, or she can't really, you know, it's showing that she's confused, but she wasn't confused.
Or that she wasn't really a great judge of character because she didn't know anything about him. I felt like the entire show laid out a storyline that she really wasn't like aware of the life that she was living.
Yes.
But she was. Like, I mean, in a sense she wasn't, but it's like he's a master manipulator. It's kind of, I don't know, I just felt like there was like some shaky parts of that.
Yeah, it was definitely shaky, and I feel like they tried to just fix it and tie it all up at the end in the last 2 episodes when they switch it to his perspective, and then you see what really happened, and it's like, but we haven't seen his perspective for the entire show. Now you just want to show us this sick man who we thought the entire time was like maybe innocent. I can't.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. And for me, the practicality, like her wardrobe to me was like the worst part of the show.
You're
was
like, why was she everywhere in heels in New York?
No, honestly, like every scene when she was taking that walk in the morning with her friend, she was literally in a kitten heel boot, and her friend was in sweatpants and Nikes, and I was like, why does she walk like I just did not and I read a whole article on the wardrobe and the stylist, and she was like, I wanted her to stand out, and I was just like, no, ma'am, she looked like completely impractical for a New York woman.
Yeah,
like her wardrobe was just so like
the styling was
small town hippie. Like the green coat I thought was disgusting.
You know what's
Even
funny?
the purple coat I didn't like.
You didn't like the coats? Okay, honestly, I saw the coats as, I did see them as New York woman that's kind of up there, because I feel like sometimes those women, they like weird things. They'll like go to Nordstrom, and it's like, this is what's, you know what I mean? You know how sometimes the clothes from Nordstrom and those high-end stores aren't like the cutest or the trendiest?
Yes, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but they're expensive.
Yes. I just feel like New York women don't dress like that. It was a little too boho-ish. Like, she wasn't downtown. She was Upper East Side, rich society women. Like, she should have been like Rebecca Minkoff, like DKNY, like, you know, old school, like, I don't know, like, she just didn't, her wardrobe just didn't match her personality. I don't know. She wasn't like an essential oils type of mom.
She wasn't. She wasn't an essential oils Upper East Side woman. She was a clinical psychologist Upper East Side woman.
Right.
I don't know. I see what you mean, but yeah, I mean, it was a fun watch. I think everything leading up to the reveal was very well done. Great acting.
And then he just completely jumps off the deep end and tries to kidnap the kid. And what was he gonna kill himself? Kill the kid? Like, I just was like, what is happening now? And then they were in the helicopter and they land on the bridge. Like, none of it was practical. That last episode, I was like, none of this would ever happen.
You know what else I thought? Why were her and the grandpa in the helicopter? Like,
exactly.
Like, why were they there?
In a helicopter.
In a police helicopter. Wouldn't the police, like, wouldn't they be waiting? I don't know. It just didn't make sense to me. They take the people in the police helicopter?
I don't know. It seemed like that was their helicopter.
Oh, it was their personal one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I just don't understand how it's like they had the heli waiting. It was on go.
It was like, on deck. Like, they had that ready to go.
I was just like, what's happening? And like, I don't know. That was weird. That was weird to me. But I think the show is a good watch. I just didn't think it was great. And I think what saved it was the fact that they had amazing actors. The cast was stacked.
Oh, definitely.
Everybody did their job. It's just the storyline wasn't fabulous.
Yep.
It wasn't as fabulous as we thought it was gonna be.
Definitely not. I wanted it to be like a Sharp Objects. Like, you know how at the end you just get that, oh my god!
Yes!
That, like, wait, that's what happened?
Yes.
Yeah. I wanted it to be like that, but it wasn't that type of show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Perfect.
Yeah.
No other words. If you've ever watched Sharp Objects, Amy Adams on HBO, you know what we're talking about. Yeah. It needed a Gone Girl, she's still alive moment.
Mm-hmm. It needed something.
Like, yeah. She set him up. Okay. Like, you know, I wanted it to be like she set him up because she knew. Like, she saw them. Another theory I had was that she was on her walk, she saw them together, waited for him to leave, then went in, killed the girl, and set him up.
And set him up. I wanted
That's
it to
what
be
I thought was
something
gonna
like
happen.
that. Yeah. It needed more. I'm a little disappointed, but I mean, it was fun while it lasted. It was a fun little watch. It's only 6 episodes. So
very short.
Yeah, might be worth it to just check it out.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the other show that we want to get into this week, guys, I've done a thing. I've successfully gotten Selena to dive in to a Real Housewives franchise.
Yes.
Let's take a moment.
Salt Lake City. So I have notes.
Yes.
I have notes on my phone for every last housewife. Okay?
I love this for us.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it. So the thing about Housewives is that I do like watching them. It is a fun watch for me. I love the New York ladies, but it's just hard for me to watch every episode consistently and get into it.
Okay.
But this one, it really drew me in. Maybe because they're new, maybe because
their first season. It's you don't have to do any legwork and back work.
Exactly. So, Jen. First bitch that gets announced into the show, okay? Yes. I did it in order of how they were introduced in the first episode.
Okay, so we've got Jen Shah.
Yes. I wrote, love her, so funny. Her and her husband are also cute. I'm surprised that they say that she's black. Like, that was so, like, strange to me. But, I mean, she does look a little racially ambiguous.
Well, she's Hawaiian and Chinese. And she says where are they, Utah? She's like, in Utah, everybody just thinks I'm black. Like, the city is so white that they just think that anybody that's ethnic is black. That's what she was saying.
Is she controversial? Because then she said, like, Shamala Malika bitches, like...
because she is Muslim. She converted to Islam
for her husband. I know, but is she controversial?
I think some people don't like her.
Okay.
How many episodes have you watched?
I'm up to, like, episode 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's... Tides are turning on Jen. I think she was like a fan favorite episode 1, 2, and 3 because she's fun, she's funny.
I like her.
I think she seems very wealthy, but then there are questions about like why is she so wealthy? Like what's up with their finances type
Really?
thing. Because he's a former NFL player and he now coaches college football and he's a recruiter. But it's like, how much is that salary?
College football coaches make a lot of money.
Okay.
Like, they make a lot of money. And recruiters, depending on how many, like, kids you sign onto the team or whatever team, you get bonuses for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And she also has fashion business, apparently. Like, she has a clothing line. But it just seems like a little excessive when she's got, like, 17 assistants in a day, like, helping her out every single day. And it's like, ma'am, we haven't even seen your office. You know, it
doesn't seem like she works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In the latest episode, she's like getting dressed to go somewhere. Oh, like when she goes to the Roaring 20s party.
Okay, yeah.
She has like 5 assistants.
I know.
And it's like, why? Your kids are grown. It's not like she even has young kids to manage. Okay. I like Jen, though.
I love Jen. I just think she's lonely. Her man is always gone. She has 2 boys. They're old. So, like, she wants company.
She has a breakdown about that in, I think, episode 4. And, yeah, she's like, I'm really lonely. I'm by myself. And she's like, I have to treat my friends like my family because my family's gone. So that's tough. And I don't know how people do that. Like, it's hard to be like a whole grown adult, not like a young adult, and still be dealing with like a long distance marriage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that's weird. I'm not a long distance relationship type of person, so like that would be a deal breaker for me.
Yeah, definitely. But I like her so far. I'll see what happens in the next couple of episodes, but I think she's so fun and fresh. And when she threw the party for Meredith, yeah, I was
Fabulous.
Just like, this is so fab. And if I was throwing a party in my house, shit, I would act like it was my party too. Like, it's your birthday, honey, we know, but like, look at what I did.
Right.
Like, look at the fabulousness.
Right. I love her house. The chateau.
The chateau.
Yeah.
Jen's chateau
is everything.
Absolutely. Okay.
Fabulous. Okay.
So, Heather, second bitch that was introduced.
Yes.
I wrote, love her, she funny. Oh, is this the one with the funny voice? Oh, no, this is Heather, the one with the daughters.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. She funny, she talking about she love black people and homos.
On the latest episode, she like literally is at a party and like hooks up with like this black guy, and it's just like, what's happening here?
Okay.
She's about it, but it's also like a little cringy, but I like her.
One thing I like is that even though they're in Salt Lake City, I feel like they picked some like rock the boat, like controversial bitches.
I feel like they didn't cast this show to be like boring.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to find the people with the most personality, and I like appreciated that.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm here for it.
Same.
Yeah. And then the other thing I wrote was, ladies, start a spa, it makes good money. Every lady that starts a spa or a beauty type business, that's how they get up there.
Right.
It's wild.
Her business is worth $20 million.
Like,
yes.
She was just
Love
so
that
smart.
For you, sis.
Yeah.
Love that.
And it literally makes sense with the Mormon culture. They're like so big on cosmetic procedures. So it was just like the perfect, I can't. And they're all rich. Like, for some reason, Mormons got money.
Yeah, they do.
Strange. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Meredith, third bitch, Chicago gal. I like Meredith.
The thing is that Meredith is my favorite person on the cast.
Really?
From the first episode, I was like, this is my girl.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is my girl. She's calm, she's cool, she's collected. I love a jewelry bitch. Hello.
She's fab. Okay, it was the jewelry business for me.
It was the jewelry business for me. She said, I own a jewelry business. And then I was like, wait, I feel like I know her jewelry. And then I went and looked her up and was like, I definitely know her jewelry. Okay. And I was just like, oh my God, like, yes. Like, I love her. Her son, Brooks.
Her son is everything, okay?
He gets annoying, but he's cute.
I think he's fun.
He starts out cute, but he's definitely thirsty. Like, why do you have confessionals?
That's a good question.
Right. Like, is he a part of the show? Like, what are we doing here, Meredith?
Meredith traded out her husband for her son.
Yes. Have you gotten to the episode when they go to dinner, her and the husband?
No, but I can't wait for that episode because I watched a little bit of it when you were watching it, and I was just like, this is just so funny. She
seems like she's cheating. Like she got a little son on the side.
You think?
They're separated.
Yeah.
They're not doing well, and she's just like, I don't want you around. And when they go to that dinner, he says to her, like, you're not transparent. Like, you won't even let me see your cell phone. And she's just like, that has nothing to do with transparency. And he's like, excuse me, what?
Not wanting to show someone your phone doesn't mean you're cheating, though. Like, remember how you said one time that a guy tried to do that and you were, like, done?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Like, that doesn't mean that she's being shady. It just means, like, you're literally sick. We are separated. Why do you want this for me? Like, why do you want to go there?
Yeah, I don't know. That, it can go both ways. Like, I can understand someone being like, just show me the phone. But I can understand someone being like, I shouldn't have to show you the phone.
There's no reason you should have to show phones, honestly.
I don't know. I think if you have nothing to hide, it's like, fine, here. Like, shut the fuck up. But I can understand being like, no, like, that's my personal property. And, like, business or whatever. It's like, I probably, you know what it is? She's probably just talked so much shit about him to her friends and family, and she just doesn't want him to read that.
Exactly.
And he's just like being insistent upon it because I think he thinks she's cheating though.
I think it's the principle of it though. It's like our marriage is literally falling apart and that's what you're concerned about.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
but I do think they are a cute couple, and like there was moments I was like, oh, they're kind of cute. Like I hope that they work it out.
I wrote that they were cute in my notes.
So we'll see what happens. But she was posting things on her Instagram, and they were like on vacation like a month ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like I think they were in Cabo.
They're just one of those couples then.
Maybe.
They're seeing what's up.
Yeah, maybe.
I will not get mad at a gal for trying to make it work with her husband.
Never.
If it's like your shitty boyfriend, like, but if it's like your husband, like, okay, we get it. There are like things involved.
Right. And they've spent like, I think 20 years together, something like that. Like, yeah, that's the type of thing, you don't just like jump to a divorce immediately.
Exactly.
Okay. Right.
I have Lisa, fourth bitch from NYC. Her voice is so funny. She has a low-key New York accent
because she talks too. Like this. Like, she's like, she's like, I own Tequila Company. Like, it's so weird how she talks.
Yeah, it's like a weird New York, but like also, yeah, it's like weird. And that is the only way I can could tell Meredith and Lisa apart in the first couple episodes. Yeah. Because Lisa has the voice.
Yes.
Okay. Love that she owns tequila. I love that she doesn't cook.
Yes.
Like, do you remember that in the first episode? She was just like, I am the way I am. I don't cook. I don't care if it doesn't make me a good Mormon wife.
That's a woman after my own heart, and I just want to spread that message. Like, I support that. Like, let's make posters, sis. Like, I know. Yeah, and then she went, I thought she's very just, like, real. She went to Taco Bell, she got herself a chalupa. Like, I love that.
I love it. And it's like, honey, you and the kids, you gotta figure it out. I just loved that. And her husband was just like, we're going to the drive-thru.
Right. I love that they went to like 4 different drive-thrus.
Because everybody wanted something else.
Like that's
so accurate.
We would do. Like we do that. We'll be like, I need Wendy's, I need McDonald's. Like we do that. So I was like, yes, I love when people are like that.
Mm-hmm. And then I also wrote down Sundance
also,
Queen.
Her house. No, it's Meredith with the sick house. No, her house is sick too.
I don't remember Lisa's house.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But I wrote Sundance Queen. Yes. I want to be a Sundance Queen.
In the new episodes, the last episode, they're getting ready for Sundance, and she puts together like really big events, like really big like activations, and for like huge movies and like huge TV shows. Like it's really, she's like legit. Like when she was like, I'm the Sundance Queen, like I thought it was gonna be like a.
Oh, she just goes to Sundance.
Right.
Yeah.
And, like, she knows everybody. No, she is the queen of Sundance.
I love that.
Right.
I just love when women have those types of, like, fun, like, niche hobbies. Like, not everyone can be the Sundance queen, but Lisa's the goddamn Sundance queen.
Yes.
Or, like, you go to Cannes every year.
Yes.
And you're just, like...
something
you're
fabulous.
Cannes. Yeah, something fab. I just love when the upper class women are like that and they have that, like, under their belt.
You know what I really like about this, and just going through all of them, they all are legit.
They're legit.
The Emperor is wearing his clothes.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. That's the kicker of this series. I think that's what's getting us all. The Emperor is wearing clothes.
The money is long. The money is established and well known.
Yep.
It's not even like a celebrity money, it's a hard work money.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, like Meredith's husband is like building some Fortune 500 company in some other city in Ohio.
In Chicago.
No, Ohio.
Oh, okay, Ohio.
You know, like it's like real corporate money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And then I have Whitney, fifth bitch. I love how she got married in like the first or the second episode.
Yeah, she renewed her vows.
Yeah, I loved seeing her wedding, and she's scandalous.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, you told me that the show was full of scandal, but once I got into the meat and potatoes of what the scandal was, I was completely shook. it's a big deal that she's not Mormon anymore. The fact that she was married, he was married, they just like went off and did their own thing, and now she's like stripping at her wedding. That's like a thing.
Right. So, you know, her and her now husband, they had an affair with each other, and then, you know, left their spouses and got married.
Mm-hmm.
They've been together now for 10 years. They have their own set of kids, and I think he had older children.
Yeah, he's old.
Yeah, but then she has the 2 young kids that they have together. And I love them. I think they're so cute.
Okay, she's my favorite.
I love her.
I think she's
like
my favorite.
She's like number 2. I love her.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's so sweet, so genuine, so smart. She's
really smart.
Like Paris Hilton smart.
Mm-hmm.
She's got the blonde hair and the little sweet voice and the big boobs and the stripper pole, but you can't get anything past her.
Mm-mm.
She's right on the money. I love her.
Always. Yeah, no, I love that
her
about
confessionals are my favorite out of all of them because she's the only one that's like cracking jokes. She's like, I don't know. She just says everything that's like, I was just like, yes, Whitney, I'm living for you.
Yeah, no, she's literally so funny. And then also, I wanted to say, oh, I lost my thought. Oh, okay, she comes from one of the like founding families.
Yes,
of
her and Heather
Mormonism.
are cousins.
Yeah, her and Heather are cousins. And I found it so interesting that they got people who were extremely established in the Mormon faith in the community to get on the show. I feel like it's really bringing us into the culture of what Salt Lake City is, because in cities they have rich people everywhere, but if you get like the founder of this or like the mayor of this, someone in politics, like the show just hits different.
I agree.
And they're really taking you into the vibe of the city.
I agree. Like, have you seen the scene when Jen goes over to Heather's house for the baby showers? They're like preparing for the baby shower that she plans for her employees.
I don't think so.
Okay, so
is it when they talk about them going to college together?
No.
Okay.
This is when they talk about Heather's divorce. And so Heather got divorced, and she basically has felt very uncomfortable within the Mormon like community ever since then. She doesn't really go to church as much anymore, but she's like, I want to be able to like keep our faith strong and our foundation strong for my daughters. But she's like, I don't feel like a Mormon woman because good Mormon women do not get divorced. Like Mormons are not supposed to be divorced, and so I don't even feel like I can say that I'm a Mormon anymore. And she has like a complete breakdown, and it's very like real and raw. And I think seeing those kind of complexities and like seeing Whitney they talk about, you know, Whitney maybe being a swinger, and she's like, I'm not a swinger. And it's like, but in the Mormon community, like a lot of them are polygamous. Yeah. And it's like what modern day polygamy would be swinging. And so it's like to see those kind of conversations happen, and they're not really like outright being like, you know, modern Mormonism is like polygamy has like evolved into swinging, but that's what she's alluding to. And if you're familiar with, you know, that kind of people, then you're like, oh, okay, you can put 2 and 2 together. And I just think it's like interesting to see like, you know, Jen, who's not a Mormon but grew up Mormon, and same thing with Mary. Mary's in a different church. She's Pentecostal. Yeah. You know, Lisa is Mormon, but Meredith is Jewish, you know? So it's like you get to see how that all weaves into not just the city, but like the foundation of the city, because that's a city that's like built on a religion. Yeah, no, literally every person on YouTube or Twitter that you hear talk about Salt Lake City or Utah in general, they talk about Mormonism because it's just such a big part of the culture there. So yeah, it might have not been hard to cast those people because it's so intertwined into the people that live there, but I appreciate how they touch on it, and it's definitely a part of the show, because it's like if you do Housewives of Miami and none of them live on Star Island, or they don't mention it. It's like, that is like the rich and famous world that people from Miami like think about. Yeah. So I just love how they're taking us deep into it. Right, I agree. Yeah. Last bitch, Mary. I love her tagline. What's her tagline? Her tagline's something like scripture. I could read you. I may be a Christian, but I could read you like a scripture. Yeah. Yes. So well, cute. She's a pastor in a Pentecostal church that she inherited from her grandmother because she married her step-grandfather. And
you heard right.
That just on the surface and on the deeper level, you're just so disturbed. But
extremely,
she explains it, and you're really like, whoa, like this was a big deal for her. Mm-hmm. It caused a lot of drama for her and her family. Her and her mother don't speak anymore because of this. She's very like estranged from a lot of her family, but she is like, I didn't understand it. It took me 2 years to get comfortable with it before I even decided to do it. I had to like pray and like really like ask for guidance and like, you know, call upon the spirit of my grandmother to understand her thinking in doing this. But she's like, at the end of the day, like I live a great life, and I only have that because I was able to take over the church, take over the businesses, do all the things that I am now doing, mm-hmm. like be the leader of this church. So I'm grateful for that. And I was just like, okay, I'm with you. After that, I was like,
it's done for you.
I was like, all right, I've accepted it.
Okay, so I think it's super weird. A bunch of people on the internet think it's super weird. And I love how everyone on the show also thinks it's weird. Okay? Like, they all talked about it. Like, she married her step-grandpa, everybody knows, and, like, it's sick. But also, anyone who's familiar with Christianity or the Bible will kind of understand where she's coming from, because in the Bible, there have been a bunch of instances of when somebody dies, like they take on their wife.
Yeah.
And weird things like that.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that like the grandma told her to do that. It's not like this weird incest thing. Like that's based on biblical law. And also I feel like church people will just find an excuse to make anything work.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, but I actually don't like her because she be trying Jen, and Jen is my gal.
I think your opinion will start to turn.
Really?
I think there's something that happens in episode like 3 or 4 that you're kind of like, okay, Mary, I see you. I don't know. She's definitely problematic. The grandfather thing is very weird, but I'm just like, you know what? Whatever. Who am I to judge? You know, whatever. Mm-hmm. But I do kind of turn a corner with her, but then, you know, she's on shaky ground. There's some things about her that are definitely weird, and she is a very strange woman.
Yeah, I was not feeling her from episode 1. She did not redeem herself for me in episode 2. I mean, I think she's fun. I like how she dresses, but it's just she trying my gal. She trying my girl. But Whitney's her friend, so yeah, maybe I'll grow to like her. We'll see.
Yeah, and she goes to dinner with Meredith, and that's a lot of fun. I know, that's where I started to turn on her. I was like, oh, damn, she's kind of cool.
Actually, she's
getting along with Meredith.
I watched that scene where her and Meredith went to dinner, and she was saying, like, oh, yeah, my husband, like, he wanted to look through the phone, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I saw that when you saw that.
So, I don't know. I love the cast. I think it's really well-rounded. It's interesting. I think all of them have, like, very interesting stories. Mm-hmm. Like, they're all juicy.
They're all very juicy, very interesting, and they're all funny and entertaining.
Yeah, completely. Mm-hmm. Love it.
Love it so far.
Yes, we'll give you weekly updates, and you know we'll be getting into it for sure.
Yeah, so unexpected, but
I'm just so excited.
Who would have thought? Salt Lake City.
Right, when I saw the announcement for this franchise, I was like, oh my god. I was like, what? Yeah. No, I'm not. I was so not here for it, but now I've boarded the train. Mm-hmm. Toot toot, let's go.
Yeah. Also, Utah is everything. Like, I went to southern Utah on my last trip. Just, like, drove up there because we were in Arizona. And it was amazing. It's gorgeous.
I really want to go, like, now. But I want to go when it's snowing and it's, like, real winter vibes.
Yeah. I liked it. It was so nice there.
Yeah, I'm down.
Mountains are gorgeous.
And it seems really fabulous. Like, I wouldn't have thought, like, a place like that would have, like, nice restaurants and, like, culture and, like, they went to that museum.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very it's an unexpected season for me. I didn't have any idea what we were gonna get, but I love it.
Yeah, I feel like we think life starts and ends in Miami. Like, as soon as you get out of the city bounds, there's just like nothing there. But when I was in southern Utah, you literally see mountains, beautiful scenic view, and like big ass house on the cliff. And it's just like, who lives there? And there's so many of them.
Someone fabulous.
Yes, so 10 out of 10.
Yes, for sure. All right, guys, it is time to get into the tea.
Time for tea. Let's get into it.
What you got for me, Cece?
Okay, so my first story is that Olivia Jade, also known as the daughter of the lady from Full House that was a part of the college admissions scandal.
Lori
Loughlin, yes. She went on Red Table Talk and she discussed the scandal. I think she's trying to revive her YouTube and Instagram career. Mm-hmm. And the gist of what she said was that she didn't know.
Yes.
I have a lot of issues with this because
I agree.
She posed with the rowing equipment. How did she not know what that was for?
I know. They didn't really ask her though. Like, they didn't really get into like, what about the picture?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. Jada just talks to everybody in that slow, like, low voice and talks about healing and owning up to it. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, sis, you're not saying that much. You're not asking this little girl the hard-hitting questions.
Right.
Yeah.
She really was like, you know, I'm rich, I'm privileged, this is what rich people do. I didn't really know it was like a huge deal or illegal, and I just thought like this was the program, you know? Yeah. Like all of us rich kids have these college like counselors that help us with different things, and this is part of the course. And I didn't realize that it was going to be this. And, you know, maybe my parents knew the full extent of that, but like at the end of the day, like I was an 18-year-old kid. And I can understand that.
I mean, to be fair, we have heard of people like, oh, my dad donated a building.
Right. Like, I just feel like this is normal for, like, extremely wealthy people. And, like,
exactly.
A part of the, like, backlash of this, to me, felt, like, really disingenuous. Because I'm just like, where are you living that you don't know that this happens? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. I just felt like, okay, so rich people got caught doing rich people shit. Like, all right, whatever. Like, I don't know. It wasn't, to me, it was like, oh, this sucks. But I don't know. I don't know. I felt so many ways about this entire scandal. Because I just felt like if you were going to prosecute the parents, like, it's the child's application. It's not the parents' application. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, you write your name at the end of everything. So if whatever is falsified, that's on you, not on your parents. So I didn't really understand why there was no legal ramifications for the kids.
Neither do I.
I don't understand, like, I understand, like, the cultural backlash, and, like, having to deal with that as somebody that, like, had built a platform, had an audience, all of those kinds of things. But I think, for me, it's like, okay, maybe Olivia Jade personally didn't write the check to the guy that doctored the test scores, but it's like, those are her test scores that have been falsified. Like, shouldn't she have received some sort of, like, legal ramification for this? And that's where I felt like, okay, this is now even more fishy.
It's super sketch to me. I still don't get it. And yeah, we're pretty much on the same page with that one. Maybe it was a part of the plea agreement that the parents took that the kids wouldn't get prosecuted.
Maybe.
But yeah, strange. And I think this is an interesting way that cancel culture has played out. Because I feel like with celebrities and cancel culture, you can't really cancel someone who's like talented and makes music and has all of these accolades and whatever and is actually like doing things. But when it's an influencer and they're not doing anything, you can really get canceled. Yeah. Like, she has no career now.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It's just interesting that this is the one cancellation that seems to be sticking. It's like
right?
This person has assaulted a woman and they're still fine and dandy, but like she lied to get into college and that's the thing that we're taking the most offense to. I just feel like, what? Like, this this was just like a weird pony to put in the race of cancelable offenses.
Yeah, cancel culture only works when I feel like people have no talent.
Okay, so do you think that Jordyn Woods was really canceled?
No.
Okay.
Why?
If you ask, I think, because I watch, I listen to a lot of different, like, pop culture podcasts, and I think if you ask white people if Jordyn Woods is canceled, they would say yes. But if you ask a black person, they would not. And I think in this case, if you ask a black person, is Olivia Jade canceled? They'd be like, who? And if you ask a white person, they would definitely say, like, yes. So I think it depends on your audience.
Perhaps, but also I feel like it depends on the offense, because people take people man all the time. Like, Jordyn Woods being canceled because she tech people man, like, no. But like, you actually breaking the law, you might be a little bit more canceled because of that.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. I just think it's really weird that this is the thing that people have really rallied behind. Like, I don't know. Like, Lori Loughlin is in jail right now. Mm-hmm. And Felicity Huffman, like, big time actress, huge name. She did her time in jail already, and is out, and she has already been picked up for a new show. Like, you would think, like, Sis's career's over.
I'm
dead. She got signed to a new ABC comedy. Like, okay.
Hollywood loves to protect their people.
Right. And I just think that's funny. But, Lori Loughlin was dropped from everything. She was dropped from Full House. She was dropped from her other Lifetime stuff. It's just going to be interesting to see, like, when she comes out, is she going to go back to working? Will she even be able to? You gotta
think about the brand, though. Like, Lori Loughlin, she got Full House and she got Lifetime or Hallmark? Yeah. One of them.
Lifetime. Hallmark.
Very, like, family-friendly, safe brands. So the moms might not appreciate her rich ass coming back on the scene, and they're just gonna think about that. But, like, Felicity Huffman...
ABC family comedy primetime show.
It's an ABC family comedy?
No, not ABC Family, but, like, an ABC, like, the network.
It's a comedy still, though.
Yeah.
ABC does have a conservative brand as well, but we'll see when Lori Loughlin gets out. I feel like Felicity Huffman might be able to get away with this a little bit more than her, just because of the branding of the two actresses.
Maybe. I don't know. I just think it's interesting. It's cancel culture. It will never cease to amaze me.
Very strange. It's a strange phenomenon.
You're canceled. Okay, so what I want to talk about, this is like just the funniest thing to me. Tom Cruise freaked out on the set of Mission Impossible 7.
They're making another one, first of all.
7, sir.
7? Yeah. I haven't seen the last, 3.
Neither have I. So he freaked out at 2 crew members who were standing too close together in front of a computer screen. And there was audio taken.
I've heard a little bit of it, not the whole thing.
Basically, he is yelling at the top of his lungs, and he's lost it. He says, "We are the gold standard. They're back there in Hollywood making movies right now because of us. Because they believe in us and what we're doing." He continues, "I'm on the phone with every fucking studio at night, insurance companies, producers, and they're looking at us and using us to make their movies. We are creating thousands of jobs, you motherfuckers. I don't ever want to see it again, ever." He's like, then he goes on to talk about, like, people are losing their fucking homes because our industry is shut down. I'm not going to put food on their table or pay their college tuitions. And that's what I have to sleep with every night. The future of this fucking industry. I never want to see it again. Ever, ever. And he just goes on. And it's like a 3-minute tirade.
Okay, well, we know he's a very unhinged man.
First of all.
We know he's unhinged. But, like, he had a point.
Okay. This is gonna be a problem. Okay.
Oh no, Adriana, don't make them cancel us.
Okay. COVID is serious.
Mm-hmm.
We know that. But I don't want to even say it.
But what?
But if people are wearing masks, like, I understand, like, people have to social distance, but it's like, if we're all wearing masks, staying safe, like, we're all working together, like, we can't even, like, sit like this. I just feel like the COVID extreme behavior of COVID at this point is too extreme. Like, I don't know. I just feel like people are really, really extreme about some of the COVID, like, stuff.
But if they're being used as an example, I understand needing to follow all the rules, because in a workplace, it's so easy to just, like, bend one little rule, and you see someone else doing that, and then you start to bend the rules, and then everybody's bending the rules until there are no more rules.
Okay, I guess. In that sense, sure. And he does have a point about, like, the entire industry is shut down. Not everybody is Tom Cruise. These people are not making $30 million for the movie. They're getting their, like, you know, their regular little salary. And those people are all living in the margins, like the rest of America. And they don't have the opportunity to work because it's really not safe to, because all the COVID keeps spreading. I understand that, but it's like, you're yelling at these hardworking people that are putting their health on the line about the hardworking people that can't be working.
As a collective, our mental health is not doing well. Like, genuinely, I've seen so many arguments and fights over the past couple months. It's insane. Like, people out just, like, mad, like, more mad than ever because of everything going on. But so, like, you really have to tread lightly on people.
I agree. I just think, like, okay, if this was March, like, okay, for instance, our fight that we had in the beginning, we didn't know what COVID was. We didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know how serious it was going to be. But it's like, I don't know. I think, I feel like when I say this, I sound like Trump, and, like, that's not how I want to sound. But it's like, I don't know. Like, in the beginning, we thought, like, 1 in every 4 people was going to be dropping dead from COVID. Like, that's how the media and just, like, the doctors and everybody made it sound. And 300,000 people is a lot of people to have died, but it's like, that many people die in a year regularly. Like, the scale of, like, what COVID has done is, like, not so much more dramatic than, like, car accidents. You know? Like, I hate to say all of this. I know I sound like one of those people, and I'm not. But I just feel like
I understand your perspective.
Some of the extreme behavior around, like, being safe about COVID is just, it's so extreme. It's like, we've been living with this now for, like, 9 months. Like, shouldn't everybody know what, like, it's not, like, it's bad, but it's not, like, bad.
I mean, it's bad for a lot of people, and that's the thing.
I know, I don't know.
It's really bad for a lot of people.
I just think everybody needs to dial it down. And then also, like, sir, you can't talk to people like this. You're their boss. Like, if you're the head, like, I can understand, like, wanting to put some fear of God in people, but you just can't talk to people like this.
Very hostile work environment.
Very hostile.
But, I mean, I'm honestly not surprised it came from Tom Cruise. If it was, like, somebody else, I'd probably be more shocked. But, like, it's Tom Cruise, and I feel like when you're working with him, you're kind of just like, okay, my boss is crazy.
I don't know.
Like, people know what they're dealing with when it comes to him.
Yeah, I agree, but I just felt like, whoa, this is crazy.
I know what the other tea story was that I wanted to talk about. I was going to talk about Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, let's get into that.
Yeah, so FKA Twigs, a Grammy-nominated alternative artist.
Get into her. She's
Music
like
artist.
fabulous.
She's fab. We love her. She was in a less than a year-long relationship with Shia LaBeouf, and she has just sued him, alleging that their relationship was extremely abusive from basically the moment that it started.
Mentally, physically, and sexually abusive.
Mentally, physically, sexually.
Yeah.
Okay. When you're dealing with someone like Shia LaBeouf, why are you surprised that he is extremely unhinged and acts in that way towards you? Like, we know he has a history of extreme, toxic, erratic, turbulent behavior.
I just feel like a lot of people are not, when they get into romantic relationships with somebody, it's like, I'm going to take this for what it is with me. And it's in the very, very beginning, it might not be bad. And then all of a sudden, after a month or two, like, you didn't do enough due diligence before you made him your boyfriend. And all of a sudden, he's your boyfriend. And he's now has the, like, he feels like he has the wiggle room to, like, or, like, the authority within the relationship to, like, wild out on you. So he does. And it's like, sis, you might have, like, slow down a little bit. I'm not saying that that's what happened there, but I think, like, in general, a lot of people just, like, move way too fast with people.
It's just wild to me. It's like, if you're getting involved with R. Kelly, that has a history of abuse and the rumors, even when it was just the rumors, like, you're not gonna think, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that.
But if somebody's, like, not giving you that vibe, you think, like, okay, maybe that was just, like, an isolated incident, or maybe there isn't any truth to that. I don't know.
Vibes can be deceiving. I feel like you have to know who you're dealing with. If you're
For
working
sure.
on Mission Impossible, you're gonna be like, okay, Tom Cruise is a weird guy. Like, I'm gonna, like, be a little bit on edge.
It's like if you go to work for Ellen now, and then you're like, this is toxic. You're like, bitch, we know. Like, we all know at this point.
Like, why are you surprised?
You have to expect a little bit of that. Like, it's not going to just completely disappear.
Exactly. It's like you're dealing with Shia LaBeouf. Why are you surprised that he is extremely erratic and, like, acting this way?
But also, like, I read, like, a breakdown of the suit, and she was basically saying, like, I'm somebody that is successful, known, has the money to leave, and he still was able to control huge parts of my life and dominate me in ways that have been lasting, that have, like, affected me in lasting ways. And I just feel like when within, like, romantic relationships you develop feelings for somebody, it's like your sense of, like, boundaries and, like, what's acceptable sometimes, like, even as somebody that, like, knows that it's wrong, knows that they should leave, like, you're sucked in, and sometimes you can't leave the situation. You know, like, the abuse, like, warps your mind, and then you're like, am I in this? Like, is this really happening to me? You start to question things. So I think a lot of that can happen to, in her case, she's just like, I just want people to know. Mm-hmm. Like, someone like me, this can happen to, and I just want to warn other people.
Oh yeah, that can happen in any relationship. It doesn't matter how strong you think you are. Like, if you encounter a narcissist, they will break you down. Like,
right.
That is, if you're a normal person, if you're not, like, mentally, you know, just iron, you're gonna be affected by those types of people.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was sad because I really like her, and it's just like, Shia.
I'm just not surprised that he did this.
I'm never surprised by a man. Like, there was do you know Major Hype?
No.
Okay, he's like a Jamaican, well, I don't know if he's Jamaican. He's Caribbean. I don't know what island he's from.
Mm-hmm.
I might be wrong. But he's like a comedian, you know, he does like little skits on Instagram. You know exactly who he is. But his ex-girlfriend came out, you know, showing pictures of, like, abuse and, like, telling her story, and people were like, oh gosh, you know, like, I had a conversation with someone there, like, are we just supposed, like, obviously we believe her because she's showing us what he's done, but it's like, you know, are
we gonna cancel him?
Right. And I'm just like, that's why it's like so much of cancel culture is like fake, but it's like,
because he has talent. We don't want to cancel him because we like him. He has talent.
Right. And it's just like, but he's an awful person. Like, you think for so long we've, like, held up celebrities and stars and now just, like, influencers as, like, these people that are somehow above the rest of us, morally, intellectually, like, spiritually, whatever, as the example that all of the rest of society should follow. And when now, in, like, the age of the internet, where people are coming forward and, like, shedding the light on the person behind the talent, it's like, our idea of what we hold up is being shattered. And that's the real problem with cancel culture. People can't let go of the image that they create of people in their mind. And that's what happens in romantic relationships. You start to date a guy and you think he's great and you hold on to those good memories and the time that he brought you flowers and da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, but you're ignoring the reality of the fact that he calls you a bitch. Like, you know, like, you don't want to let go of that image that you've created of someone in your mind.
True. That happened to FKA Twigs, and that's happening to us as a culture right now.
Right.
With the whole cancellations and things coming to light. It's wild.
It is wild. I think there's like a limit. I don't think we should be excusing like abuse and assault. Yeah. And like, you know, we wouldn't excuse murder.
No.
But it's like those things. The list of things that people want to excuse people for is just really like, it's not it.
This is going to be an interesting conversation to continue when I finish A Teacher. Okay. Because they're going through the whole thing. Now the teacher is out of jail. And she's trying to rebuild her life, but she's having some difficulties. So yeah, that'll be nice.
Okay, interesting.
What else you got?
Teyana Taylor has decided to... What is that called?
Retire
from the music industry.
Y Bad Bunny también. No, I don't know.
Oh, really?
Supposedly, allegedly, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
She said, I ain't gonna front. In times I've felt super underappreciated as an artist, receiving little to no real push from the machine, constantly getting the shorter end of the stick, being overlooked. I mean, the list goes on and on. So I'm retiring this chapter of my story with the comfort that I can depart with the peace of mind, seeing that all my hard work and passion that it put in was indeed loved and supported somewhere in the world.
I feel like she is underrated, and like her label, well, she's under Kanye, right?
Yeah.
Does Kanye's label really push their artists?
I don't feel like he does.
Yeah,
I think he only pushes his own shit.
Yeah.
I do think she is underrated, undersupported. But I think she is really like just rawly talented.
She's amazing.
And she should try to find someone else that's going to appreciate that and push that. I think it's interesting when you think about like being an artist as a job and just being a creative. It's like the creative side of you just wants to create. So she should just do that. And it shouldn't be a matter of like, do I get, you know, it's like, are you making the art for the accolades, or are you making the art because you feel that you have to make the art? It's like The Weeknd with his Grammy nominations. Like, he's like, I didn't get any Grammy nominations, da-da-da-da-da. It doesn't matter. Like, these things don't even matter. It's like, well, did you make the art just to get awarded, or are you making the art because it's your art? And I think, like, sometimes you, like, these professional artists, they have to, like, separate the two. Like, they have to just put it out, whatever happens, whatever the reaction is. They can't get mad at people for not liking it, or mad at institutions for not supporting them. Like, you just got to do it for your own soul and satisfaction.
I would agree with you. But it's hard. Artists usually have big egos.
Yeah. It is hard, but it'll be interesting to see what, if anything, she does next. If she re-signs with another label, or if she goes independent. I don't know what it would look like for an R&B artist to go independent. You know,
any artist can be independent now.
Yeah, I know, but like I feel like there's not a lot of like independent like R&B singers. You know, that's usually like a rapper thing.
I see what you mean.
You know?
But she said retire, so maybe she's just gonna focus on her family.
Maybe she just had another baby, so yeah. Okay. All right. Anything else?
I have Chrishell Stause has a new boyfriend. He was on Dancing with the Stars with her.
Yeah.
I forgot his name. He was not her partner. Somebody else's partner.
He was paired with MH.
Yes, he was new. Dark, like, tall.
They're kind of cute together.
I think they're cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wanted to say that she had a new man, and then Taylor Swift put out a new album.
I haven't gotten into it yet, so I have no thoughts as yet.
I heard the one song that she made a music video for.
Oh, so did I, Willow.
I like it.
It's very cute.
It's a good song.
It's very, like, folky. It kind of brings me back to her country days.
Okay, Taylor Swift was at her best when she just did country.
I know.
And I love the fact that she has gone back to her roots, and she's like, I'm making music for my fans. I'm not making music to be a pop star.
Right. I really like this kind of vibe that she's on. Apparently she might even have a third album coming. Like, apparently, like, this is a trilogy. Like, that's what's rumored.
Because, the bitch knows how to work.
Because this is like a second. She said this was like the following act to Cardigan. The album that Folklore.
Folklore.
So like now this is like part 2 kind of thing.
I love this for her.
And so people are like, oh, there actually might be a third.
I love a trilogy.
So do I.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens, but I have to get into that album. I've been waiting, but I just feel like the vibe hasn't been right for it.
I feel like that's like a nice road trippy. You're driving for an hour somewhere. It's like, let me put on some Taylor Swift.
Right.
And get into it.
Right.
And it's like a foggy night.
Right. I feel like I need to like listen to it with headphones. Like sit and listen and just like, chill out.
For me, music just hits different when I'm in the car alone. On like a long drive. And just like get into it. Like that's how I listen to Machine Gun Kelly's album. I was driving to Homestead on assignment, and it was like a 45-minute drive, and I was like, let me just put on a whole album. And
isn't it so good?
It's really good.
Yeah.
Love it.
Love it. I love that album. Okay, guys, so that's all we have for you today. Thank you for listening to us ramble on about a little bit of everything. I went on some tangents. I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Don't apologize. I hope they liked it. I hope you missed us.
Yes, for sure. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of the TV&T podcast. Go ahead and subscribe to us wherever you are listening, whether that's Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all the places. Wherever you're listening to us, please go ahead and leave us a 5-star review. Tell us something nice.
Only if it's nice.
And if you're watching us on YouTube, feel free to subscribe and to give this video a thumbs up. And we will be back next Friday for another episode to serve up the latest tea on pop culture and TV news. Bye, guys.
Bye.